Hey folks, good morning. I want to do a quick video for you. This is inspired by the post that I made about the ancestry.com test. So anyway, actually copied after somebody else. I can't even take credit for that, but it was pretty funny. But there were a few people that had comments about DNA and the test not being real, and then also about not wanting to take them. So I completely understand that because I kind of had similar kind of feelings a while back. So I just wanted to post this. I'm going to sort of make this as quick as possible. So it might be about 10-15 minutes long, but here goes. So had my DNA tested maybe about 15-16 years ago. Went with a friend when African Ancestry was just starting. Before there were any other companies, African Ancestry was it. So we got our DNA tested. Mine came back. It was of unknown, unspecified East African origin. Didn't think anything of it. I was part of a research study with out of Penn State University that was then transferred to Duke. But anyway, didn't think anything else of it. I just figured that it was inconclusive because human beings originated in East Africa. So I just took it as that and went on about my merry way. So for years though, as it was, technology was progressing and it was becoming more sophisticated, I wanted to have my DNA tested, and I wanted my dad to have his tested in particular because he was the last of his paternal line. So finally, after a few years, he got it done for us. And I wanted him to go with African Ancestry, but he actually went with another company called Genetics, CRI Genetics, and they were fantastic. So the test came back and it showed the haplogroups, which is, haplogroups are basically, you inherit your haplogroup from, like, if you're a man, from your mother and your father. It's a woman, you inherit from your mother, and it's sort of your DNA material that is passed down from mother to mother to mother, mother to daughter, mother to daughter, mother to daughter, right? And father to son, father to son, father to son. So that's a haplogroup. So we got these back, and one of the haplogroups was really weird. It said L4. It traced back to East Africa, which was weird because, of course, slave trade started for us, happened in West Africa. Sorry guys if I'm a little weird. I'm actually really tired. It's like 5:30 in the morning. I haven't been to sleep yet. Anyway, we got this back. We thought the company had made a mistake. We called them. They said they hadn't made a mistake. Cool. I look it up, and it is actually of Tanzanian origin. In addition to that, it wasn't that far back. It was maybe like about 6 generations. So that's another story. I can get into that in another video. But the test, the cryogenetics test, also gave us information about how far it was in our lineage, the ancestry. It also gave us information about the migratory pattern of the groups and famous people that we were related to. So turns out that I'm a descendant of, on my father's side, of Ramses the Third, which is interesting, but I don't know if it's that rare because he had actually loads and loads of descendants because he had hundreds of concubines and wives. So anyway, we get this back and this test tells us all of that. We also just decided to take ancestry.com because we wanted to find family members, and we did. My dad found one of his sisters that he hadn't seen since his father's funeral, which is before I was born. And her family we found, and a long lost cousin that my dad hadn't seen since he was really young, and it was wonderful. So I just sort of opened up all of this information. Also found a cousin who was working on genealogy for 15 years, and he told me about something called GEDmatch, GEDE match. And thank you, cousin David. I just want to say it was such great information, and I appreciate you so much and all the work that you're doing. Thank you so much for doing that for the family. And James shared with me this website, so I went in and he told me about uploading my DNA into GEDmatch. So as you guys know, ancestry.com just gives you real general information about the countries that we come from, which tells us nothing because we know that people migrated all over the place, all over Africa. And in addition to that, the borders that exist now, these countries are really artificial. So they don't really represent sort of the natural lines or territories. Intentionally, ethnic groups were broken up. They were split apart, sometimes into 2, 3, or more countries, depending on how large the ethnic group was. And that was done sort of, kind of divide and conquer strategy. So anyway, I'm going into 5 minutes. I'm going to hurry this up. GEDmatch. I upload this and something really interesting came about. Got this DNA back and it was really strange. And I called James and I was like, James, what is this about? So let me show you what I got back. I'm not going to show you my numbers. I'm going to flip my camera. Okay, so I put my information in. I hope you guys can see that okay. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Okay, so this is the information here. So you can see the breakdown in this one particular database. They have different databases. I'll go back and I'll show you that. But you put it in here, and depending on the database you pick, it'll specify or specialize in certain DNA. So this is what I got back. Kokan Jews are Jews from India. Brahmins surprising Ethiopian Jew. All right. So that is 1. All right. Picking DodeCAD again. It's another database. And GEDmatch. I like to go with the admixture proportions with a link to Oracle. So it tells you sort of all the things that you're made up of, right? There's another one that gives it to you by chromosome, but I'm not trying to do all that. So we picked DodeCAD V3 before, and let me show you this. There are all of these different databases that you can pick, sub-databases, right? So I picked Dode3. I'm going to look at DodeCAD Africa 9. I'm looking at Africa 9 now. I'm blocking out my kit number because that's a little personal. You don't need all that. Love you, but you don't need all that. All right. So now, here we go. Got my admixture again. I'm going to Oracle. That'll give me the breakdown. So, tribal information, right? And then here we go again. So these are the populations, my admixtures, primary and secondary population. So, got some Northern Italian DNA. That's significant. And I can talk about that in a later video. Moroccan Jews, North African Jews, North African Jew, Moroccan Jew, North African Jew, Moroccan Jew, and Morocco Jew again. If you guys can see that, let me get that kind of close. Right? And these are the ethnic groups. Right? Congo, Luya, Bantu, Kaba, Hausa, Yibu, Yoruba, Brong, Fulani, Balala, Maasai, right? So let me go into another database. I'm gonna try to hurry this up because I really don't want to have this video go much over 10 minutes because I know y'all got things to do. Y'all got lives to live. I'm gonna go to DodeCAD again because I like DodeCAD. I like DodeCAD, it's a good one. Again, y'all don't need to see my business. Put in my kit number. And then it says select calculator model. Again, I'm gonna pick World 9. World 9. Kit number is your individual kit number of the DNA associated with your DNA kit that you load up from either ancestry.com or 23andMe. And it's your raw DNA that you upload, and this analyzes it and it compares this, so it helps you to be able to compare your DNA and look at your DNA. So, all right, so this is my information here. Ethiopian Jew, Somalian, Dominican. Dominican thing is actually pretty interesting. Okay, but here's some more information. It's not the one I thought it was, but okay, whatever. I ain't recording again, y'all. This is gonna be go number 3 or number 4, so we're keeping this one. But we look at one more database and we're right around the 10-minute mark, so I'm gonna hurry it up. All right, I'm picking the calculator again. Looking at DODCAT 7, K7B. And it's funny, I look at my mom, she is like so Jewish. Alrighty, there we go. So I'm looking at this again. Sandawe is pretty interesting because that's the haplogroup that from my dad's side, his maternal line. And it so happens that my fiance also has Sandawe ancestry. All right, Ethiopian Jew, Ethiopians, Moroccans, Algerian, Mozambique, Yemenis, Moroccan, Egyptian. That's important too because they also like to tell us, people like to tell us that we were not Egyptians, we were Egyptians. This is not rare. Again, related to Ramses III, and it's not rare. Well, it's not unheard of, right? So anyway, more of the European one, but I wanted to show you the Egyptian thing too. Yeah, let me look at Ethiohelix. It's another database. Sorry, folks. They're making me do this because I've like sort of backed up too many times. I want to make sure that I'm not like doing anything weird in here. I'm not a bot. All right. So I'm looking at the Ethiohelix, which is basically an account that, or databases that focus on like African ancestry. Right. So again, it comes up Egyptian. French is basically European, you know, any European origin. It's kind of lumped under French with this database. Moroccan, right? Okay. Dogon, Kosa. All this is going to be significant like later on. I hope you guys can see this okay. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, but that's just some. There's actually more, but I just wanted to put that out there because this is information that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise, and I wouldn't have known if I'd gone with another test or if I hadn't found out about GEDmatch. And I think it's really important because, excuse me, we're not who we think we are. Read your Bible again. Look at the Apocrypha books that were left out. There's a lot of information there about who we are. This is not rare, and I say we because the DNA that I have, I've actually gone through this and shown other people how to use this. Still learning, but I've spent a lot of time on it, and I've shown other people how to use it. And the results that I have are not unique, meaning that that Jewish ancestry, that Hebrew ancestry, is not something that is unique to me. Almost everybody that I've walked through this has actually had similar results or had at least some 2 or 3 different types of Jewish DNA. So, and those are African Americans. African Americans who are descendants of foundational Black Americans or enslaved Africans. So anyway, folks, that's basically it. There's more to come. I'm at 13 and a half minutes, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.